Good morning. So today let us continue with demand. So last lecture we discussed what is demand. Now this lecture let us discuss what is the meaning of elasticity of demand. You people know that demand is what it refers to the change in the price of the commodity. If price is what rising, demand comes down. If price is what increasing, demand rise up. So in last lecture just we had a change in the demand due to change in the price and other factors which are responsible for the demand. So today let us discuss let us discuss how to measure the change in the demand. How to measure the change in the demand, that is called elasticity of demand. Elasticity means what? Measuring the change in the demand. Measuring the change in the demand. So first let us get into the definition of elasticity of demand. So elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness. How much degree of responsiveness that consumer is giving to that particular product with the change in the price. That's what elasticity of demand refers to, the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded. How much degree of responsiveness that consumer is what reacting towards that particular product with contrast with change in the price of that particular product. So elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a commodity to a change in its determinants. Determinants means what? Factors responsible for change in the demand. What all the factors? Price, income, substitute goods price, complementary goods price, government policy, and so on. So these are all the factors which influences the demand. Understood? So elasticity demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of a consumer. Towards the change in its determinants. Determinants means what? Factors. If factor is what? Going up and down. The factors means what? The factors which are responsible for change in the demand. If the factor pricing or factor is what? Rising up or falling down, it ultimately eventually affects the demand of that particular commodity. So elasticity of demand, in simple terms, it refers to the degree of responsiveness to the change in the price, degree of responsiveness of commodity demanded. Degree of responsiveness of commodity demanded of a commodity to change in its determinant. Degree of responsiveness commodity demanded. Degree of responsiveness commodity demanded of a commodity to a change in its determinant. So this is what definition of elasticity of demand. So now let us get into the three types of elasticity of demand. What are that three types? Price elasticity, income elasticity, cross elasticity. What is the meaning of price elasticity? The word price itself says that elasticity of demand changes due to change in the price. If prices are going up or falling down, the demand will change. So that's called price elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand means what? The income is what? The earnings of the consumer. If the earnings of the consumer is increasing, the demand will change. If earnings of the consumer falls down, demand will be changed. So earnings, that is, if the fluctuation in earnings of the consumer leads to the change in the demand. Then cross elasticity of demand. What's the meaning of cross elasticity of demand? Cross elasticity of demand refers to change in the price of supplementary and complementary goods. What's the meaning of supplementary and complementary? Supplementary means what? Tea and coffee. Complementary means what? Petrol and car. So change in the tea, change in the price of the tea leads to change in the demand of the coffee. Then change in the price of the petrol, complementary goods, change in the price of the petrol leads to change in the demand of the car. So cross elasticity of demand means what? Change in the price of supplementary as well as complementary goods. Now let us discuss this particular topic, that's what the price elasticity of demand. In that price elasticity of demand also, there are three methods measuring the price elasticity of demand. What is the meaning of price elasticity of demand? Change in the price leads to change in the demand. That's what the price elasticity of demand. So there are three methods calculating the price elasticity of demand. Okay, the first method is what? Percentage method. Percentage method means what? The word itself says that percentage. How much amount of prices are changing, how much amount of prices are changing, that how much amount of demand is not changing according to the change in the price. That's what measuring the price as well as demand. Measuring the price as well as demand. Suppose 10% price is what rised up. So demand is what? Changed by 15%. That means what? We are measuring the price also, we are measuring the demand also. That's what the percentage method. Okay, then expenditure method. Expenditure method mainly depends upon the consumer's expenses. If consumer is spending more money on that particular product, why he is spending more money, and how much amount of money he is not spending in that particular product and another particular product. So measuring the expenditure of the consumer will determine the elasticity of demands. That's what the expenditure method. And geometric method means what? Taking the point on the demand curve and calculating the elasticity of that particular point. That's what the geometric method. Now this is what the price elasticity of demand. So we will discuss in a detailed manner. These three types is what very, very important. We will discuss in the detailed manner in the detailed manner at the end of this lecture. Now come to the income elasticity of demand. You people know what's the meaning of income elasticity of demand. When change in the income leads to change in the demand of the product. That's what the income elasticity of demand. That's what positive effect, negative effect and zero effect. What's the meaning of positive effect? Positive effect refers to change in the price. That means what? If the income of the consumer is rising, the consumer will have more demand. That's what the positive effect for normal goods. Suppose I am earning 20,000 and I purchase only 5 kgs of some product, say some product, suppose product X. Suppose in next month I am earning 50,000, I will purchase more of that particular product. That's what the positive effect. I am purchasing the normal goods. That's what the goods which is having good features or good conditions or good quality. That's what the normal goods. Now negative effect means what? Negative effect seen in the given goods. Negative effect is what? Seen in the given goods. Suppose my income is not increasing. Previously I used to purchase inferior quality of goods due to low income. Suppose in next month my income is not increased, I will purchase a good quality of product instead of this inferior quality. That means what? My income is not rising, but demand for given goods means what? Inferior goods, demand for given goods are falling down. That's what the negative effect. And zero effect is what? Considering the unrelated product. Here we are considering the same related products, so we are having a positive and negative effect. Zero effect means what? Unrelated product. Now come to the cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand, same three subdivision is there: positive effect, negative effect and zero effect. Positive effect is seen in the substitute goods, negative effect seen in the complementary goods and zero effect seen in the unrelated goods. Positive effect means what? Price of tea is what? Increasing. Price of tea is what? Increasing. Consumer will buy coffee. Okay, so rise in the price of tea leads to rise in the demand of coffee. That's for the substitute goods. Now complementary goods, price of petrol is what? Increasing. Consumer will have less demand for car. So this is what the complementary goods. So complementary goods seen in the negative effect of cross elasticity, substitute goods seen in the positive effect of cross elasticity. So this may come in MCQ. Normal goods effect seen in the positive effect of income elasticity, negative effect is seen in the given goods. So in income elasticity, positive effect seen in the normal goods, negative effect seen in the given goods. And in cross elasticity, positive effect seen in the substitute goods, negative effect seen in the complementary goods. So this may come in MCQ. So here I am going to concentrate only on this part only. What is this part? Price elasticity of demand. We are going to study in detailed manner what is price elasticity of demand, what are all the methods of calculating the price elasticity of demand. You people know that there are three methods calculating the price elasticity of demand. That's what percentage method, expenditure method, geometric method. And you people know that percentage method exactly related to the price of the product. Expenditure method relates to the expenditure which are incurred by the consumer. And geometric method means what? Geometric method or point method means what? Taking a point on the demand curve and calculating the elasticity of demand of that particular product. That's what the geometric method. Okay, now let me get into percentage method. So here I had drawn the graph. Okay, you can see that here I can draw, I had drawn the graph, ratio method or percentage method, where elasticity is 0 means what? Perfectly inelastic. Elasticity is less than 1, elasticity is equal to 1, elasticity more than 1, elasticity is what? Infinity. Okay, so see the first graph. See the first graph. Y-axis is what? Price. X-axis is what? Demand. So in first graph, you can see that demand curve is what? Same. Price is what? Increasing from P to P1, but demand is not changing. Demand is what? Fixed. Price is what? Changed. Price, the point of price is what? Rising up from P to P1, but demand curve is what? Same. Okay, it's not fluctuating. The demand is what? Same. That is what? Change in the price, no change in demand. Change in the price, no change in demand. That's what? E is equal to 0. No change in price, no change in the elasticity of demand. That's what? E is equal to 0. Now come to less elastic. Less elastic means what? The price. See the price line. Price is what? Rising up from P to P1. You can see the price. You can see the price level. Price level is what? Rising up from P to P1. See the area of rising up of price level. Okay, you can see the area. This is what? Area. Okay, this is what the price load rising up from P to P1. Here you can see the demand. Demand from Q to Q1 is what? Very less compared to the rise in the price. Demand is what? Very less compared to the rise in the price. That's what the elasticity of demand is less. Okay, elasticity of demand is what? Less compared to change in the price. Now come to the unitary elastic. Unitary elastic mode means what? When price is what? Changed from P to P1, the same portion you can see from Q to Q1. That's what? Equal effect. 5% of price is what? Increasing means what? Same 5% of demand is also increasing. That's what the equal. That's what elasticity of demand is what? Equal. You can see the portion. You can see the area is what? Equal. Now come to the more elastic. More elastic means what? Change in the price. You can see the change in the price in y-axis. P to P1. This is the area of change in the price. Okay, leads to more change in the demand. Leads to more change in the demand. That means what? E is what? Greater than 1. Elasticity of demand is what? Greater than 1. Now come to the perfectly inelastic. Okay, slightly or no change in the price leads to infinity change in the demand. That's what the perfectly inelastic. That's it called perfectly inelastic. Price is, there is no change in the price or small change in the price brings to infinity change in the quantity demanded. That's what the E is equal to infinity. So this all the 5 types of ratio method or percentage method. Okay, now come to the expenditure method or total outlay method. What's the meaning of expenditure method? Previously or in beginning of this lecture I already explained what's the meaning of expenditure method. Expenditure method refers to elasticity measured on basis of expenses made by consumer. Okay, expenditure method means what? Elasticity measured on basis of expenses made by consumer. First is what? Unitary elastic, more elastic, less elastic. Here we are considering only three: unitary, elastic, more elastic, less elastic. Okay. Okay, you can see the schedule: price, quantity demanded, total expenses. When price is 5, consumer is purchasing 6 quantity, and expenses is what? 5 into 6, 30 rupees. And price is 6, price is what? Rising up. Consumer is purchasing 5 due to rise in the price. Okay, but expenditure is what? Same, 30. That means what? Here we can study that consumer is what? Kept his mind fixed that this much amount is what allotted to that particular product, whether price is what rising up or falling down. He has fixed his mind, this much amount only I will spend on that particular product. So here the TE is what? No change in the TE. That means what? Total expenditure. That's what the unitary elastic. That is what? No change in the expenditure of the consumer. That's what the unitary elastic. Now more elastic means what? When price is 5, consumer is purchasing 10 quantity, total expenses is what? 5 into 10, 50. When price is 4, quantity demanded is what? 15. Price has come down, quantity demanded is what? 50. Demand is what? Rising up. But the expenditure is what? 60. That means what? Total expenditure is what? Increased due to fall in price. So more money is what? Spent in less price. Here the consumer has fixed his mind. When price comes down, he will spend more money on that particular product when price is coming down. That's what? More elastic. Now less elastic. See that. See the schedule. The price is 5, quantity demanded is 10, total expenditure is 50. When price is 4, price has come down, quantity demanded is 12, price is 48. Here you can see the total expenditure is what? Reduced. Due to change in the price, the total expenditure has been come down. That means what? Here the commodity or the product which the consumer is not purchasing, it's not more important compared to the previously one. When the price has fallen down, 1 unit of price is not coming down, then also he is purchasing 12 unit of that particular commodity. The expenditure is what? 48 rupees only. That's what? Less elastic. That's what? Less elastic compared to the previous one. Previously the price has come down, the expenditures have increased, total expenditure was increased due to change in the price. Here also the price is not changing, but total expenditure is what? Reduced, coming down. Okay, so this is what? Less elastic, and previously it's what? More elastic. Okay, now come to the geometric method or point method. As the word mentions that geometric method. What's the meaning of geometric method? Elasticity is measured by taking point on demand curve. You people know that demand curve is what? Sloping downwards from x-axis to from y-axis to x-axis. Okay, we are having 5 points. As this is what the extension. Geometric method is an extension of ratio method. Okay, geometric method is extension of ratio method. If you are taking any point on this demand curve, we have to calculate the elasticity of that particular point. There's a formula for calculating the elasticity of that particular point. Suppose I am taking point A. Point A is equal to lower segment upon upper segment, lower segment upon upper segment, lower segment. This is all having 1 unit. This is all having 1 unit. Lower segment is what? 4 unit. Upper segment is what? 0. There is no segment at all in the upper portion. So upper segment is what? 0. So A is equal to 0. That is what? ED is equal to 0. So likewise, we can calculate the elasticity of demand taking any point on the demand curve. We can calculate with this formula, lower segment upon upper segment. Okay, so this is the overall explanation of elasticity of demand. Okay, so in next lecture, let us discuss the factors affecting the elasticity of demand. Okay, thanks.